12 business ideas for foreigners already in Africa or looking to move to Africa that allows them to leverage their networks back home. That's what we want to talk about in today's video. So if you are an expert living in Africa, or if you are a foreigner who is planning to move to a country like Kenya, or you have already moved to a country or Kenya, or someone with strong connections to the continent, you are in for a treat, because today we are diving into 12 business ideas that leverage your networks back in your home country, whether that is the US, Canada, Europe, UK, Australia, China, Ecuador, Brazil, name it. So you're going to take advantage of your networks back home and set yourself on a path to success. So let us get started. If you are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Ivam Tali and welcome to the channel. So yesterday, I did a video on the different pathways that you can use to immigrate permanently to Kenya. And I received a question from one of those who watched that video, and they were asking me, Eva, what are some opportunities that are there in Kenya? So whatever I'm going to talk about here is for Kenya, but it can apply for any country in Africa generally. And the reason why I talked about businesses, I said, when you're coming to Africa, so already there are not enough jobs for those in the continent. So the easiest way for you to move here is to make sure that you have a source of income, or come with the mindset to create a source of income for yourself, because as much as they say Africa is the best continent to be in, trust me, Africa is only nice if you have money. If you don't have money, forget it. Find some place else, because it's not most Africa countries are not developed. We're still called developing countries. And as a result, you will find we don't have some of the social protection systems that you might have in the US, for example. Like in the UK, parts of Europe, if you do not have a job, for example, the government will take care of you. If you're elderly, they will take care. We don't have those here. So we kind of like have like a social protection thing for elderly people, for the Africans here, or the Kenyans. But the corruption, my friend, I know people who are in their 80s, in their 90s, and they haven't been able to tap into this government social security sector. So my advice for you, if you are planning to relocate to the continent as a foreigner, make sure you have your ducks in a row, have money saved up, have your income streams lined up. And I also mentioned in the video yesterday, when applying for permanent residence, there are different categories through which you can apply. And one of those was category D, whereby if you have been a lawful resident for like 7 years, you can apply, but priority is usually given to investors, people who can prove that they are giving social economically to the continent, to the country. So the easiest way to go about that, like I said, for you to be given the investment visa, you need to prove that you're gonna invest at least 100,000 US dollars. So with that 100,000 US dollars, I'm going to share some of the business ideas that you can use to leverage your networks back home. But some of the business ideas here do not require even a single coin from your side. But moving on. So the number one business idea for a foreigner in Kenya or Africa in general is to start Airbnb business. And hang on before we move, yeah? So in my experience, people like to give business, or people prefer to interact with people that look like them. So if, let's say we had, let's say you're a Black American, or I don't know, they call them African American, or you are a Mzungu, and you're running an Airbnb in Kenya, and your fellow African American, or your fellow Black American, or your fellow Mzungu, or your fellow Chinese has an Airbnb in Nairobi, and you're looking to rent out an Airbnb. So you go to the app, and then you notice there's this face that looks familiar, because usually Airbnb has an option where the hosts can put in like their story why they're doing Airbnb and blah, blah, blah. So someone can say, oh, I am from New York, or I am from Beijing, or I am from Hong Kong, I am from Australia, I've been living in Kenya for the last 9 years, yada, yada. Believe you me, you as the African American, the Black American, the Chinese, the Spanish guy, you're more likely to rent out this fellow country person's Airbnb than, let's say, if it was me who's a Kenyan, unless, for example, your main purpose for wanting to rent out the Airbnb is to get my cultural perspective as a Kenyan. But 9 out of 10 times, people will go for people that look like them, people who they share the same background, people they have something in common with. So imagine managing stunning properties in popular African destinations like Nairobi, Lamu, Malindi, Diani, Cape Town, Zanzibar. This isn't just about renting out space, it's about creating experiences. So you want to make sure that whatever Airbnb you come up with, like, don't replicate what you already have in New York, for example. Try and give people a different experience. And I would encourage you to go to the airbnb.com website and have your property listed there, because you're going to get free marketing. You're going to get free insurance, free advertising. And they're already known in the market, mostly by people you're targeting. But you can also partner with the travel vloggers and bloggers who are coming from maybe your home country, to attract, and other influencers to attract people to your property. You can take advantage of social media sites such as TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So just make your listings irresistible and use high quality photos and videos, and use engaging descriptions to make sure that you are taking advantage of search engine optimization when people are looking for properties. Then the number 2 business idea for foreigners who are looking to move to the continent, to move to Kenya or any other part of Africa for that matter, or are already in the continent, is also related to Airbnb. But here we are talking of you actually building a boutique hotel or a bed and breakfast. And here you're not just going to build any kind of boutique hotel. You are going to make sure that your hotel is offering an experience that somebody might not get in your hometown or back home. So for example, make sure that it is a unique experience. And what you want to do is to think outside the box with concepts like, I'll give an example of, we have Giraffe Manor here in Nairobi, where guests get to interact with giraffes during their breakfast session. So that one is an experience. It's more of, it's not even just like a stay or an accommodation. You're actually buying an experience, and it doesn't come cheap. I think it's like $10,000 a night. So that is just one example. So create a boutique experience that stands out. And like what I'm trying to say is, don't build for us another Hilton or another Marriott, because you're not going to be able to compete with those. And those are not the people that I am speaking to. Yeah. So you don't want to be the next Serena. You want to create something different that is boutique, is outside the box thinking, is something that is going to make people be talking. Look at something like Giraffe Manor. Those guys don't even have to do marketing. Like, you're scrolling through Instagram, you're just going to see somebody's, a giraffe on somebody's plate at breakfast. And it's just an experience that is wowing, and anybody would want to experience that. And it's something that you cannot find anywhere else. So you don't have to like go extra like that. But just make sure that wherever you are going to be constructing has something that is not easily available. So for example, you could take advantage of our beautiful beaches in Diani. Sandy beaches, white sandy beaches are not available in all water points around the world. So that is something you can take advantage of. Take advantage of our beautiful lakes. We have Lake Victoria, biggest freshwater lake in the world. Find some property there. Build your boutique hotel. You can take advantage of our parks. I have seen a lot of foreigners build in the conservancies. Honestly, I don't know the process around that, but I talked about Kenya Investment Authority, Can Invest, whereby if you have 100,000 US dollars and above to invest, they will show you what the nitty-gritties of something like that includes. So just make sure you have like something really unique that you are providing the market with, something that will not necessarily find where they are. So the number 3 business idea, you can start in Africa, in Kenya, Nairobi, Cape Town, wherever, as a foreigner, is real estate. So here there are 2 versions. You can actually get into real estate construction. So the beauty about Kenya is that Kenya is a capitalist system. So property, as long as you have money and there's a willing buyer, willing seller relationship, you can own property in Kenya and there's no qualms about it. Just make sure you do your due diligence because, hey, you guys, the con men do not sleep in this country. Make sure you do your due diligence such that whenever you decide you've identified a property and you want to go with it, it is something that you have done all the checks, that all the ownership and everything is right. And you don't want to be caught in between property wrangles in this country or in this continent. So here, you can dive into real estate construction by developing residential or commercial properties in burgeoning urban areas. So what you want to do is to network with for example, if you can find diaspora communities that are eager to invest back home, or even just your country people that are eager to invest back in the continent. So what you want to do is start off small, and if you can find off-plan projects, it's going to make your work easier. And what you want to do is show off any successful projects that you've done. And you can also offer virtual tours to potential investors. Go and meet your people back home and show them what you're doing. So real estate is just about shaping the future of cities and creating spaces where people can live, work, and thrive comfortably. So here, what you'll be bringing into the market is, since you already have experience from your home country, you already know how things are done there, and you know the standards. So here, what you want to do is standards. So I'll give a practical example. I have seen in Tatu City. So Tatu City is just outside of Nairobi towards Kiambu. And there is a guy there who is building impressive homes. He is just taking home construction to the next level. The standards are just out of this world and, okay, maybe out of this country. So you want to make sure that whatever you are, like it's so clear when you go to Tatu City and look at the houses there, it is so clear that it's not your average person being targeted. Yeah. So make sure that you target like expatriates or people who have good taste, people who know better, people who are conscious about basic things like safety and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm not saying people in Africa are not, I'm just saying they don't like prioritize it that much. That's why we always have buildings collapsing left, right, center. Another real estate business idea for you as an expatriate or as a foreigner in Kenya that can leverage your networks back home is commission-based sales of real estate. So here we are not talking about you constructing, we are talking about you selling the properties that are already here to your people back home. So here how it works is you have to make sure that you identify a reliable real estate developer, because we also have a lot of con men here and you have to beware of them, especially if you're deciding to do business in the continent. So identify real estate developers that are trustworthy, and then you can connect them with potential buyers in your home country or even other expatriates in the country, and you're gonna be paid commission. So here, obviously, again, you're going to be focusing mostly on the high-end properties. And usually the commission is around 3%. So if, let's say, you sell a property that is going for 100,000 US dollars, and you sell it at, you find a buyer and you commission at 3%, so you're going to be walking home with 3,000 So if you sell like 2 of those properties in a month, trust me, you have more than enough money to live off of here in Africa. Yeah. So you can, again, the same principle. You can use word of mouth. That's what I do. So personally, what I do, for me, I do the reverse. I sell property on commission to Africans in the diaspora, mostly Kenyans in the diaspora, because I am more in Kenya. So those are the people that I sell to. So for you, you'll be selling to maybe the people in your home country who are interested in investing in Kenya, for example. So they might, so make sure you check out high-end properties. You can check out like beachfront properties. You can check properties in areas like Westlands, Upper Hill. We have, for example, like GTC in Nairobi, very, very high-end upmarket complex with the JW Marriott is there. We have a mall right inside the area, and it's just a beautiful complex property that expatriates would really love, or non-Kenyans would love to invest. So if you're able to sell such kind of properties to your people using your networks, then it's an advantage for you. And the beauty with Kenya, unlike, let's say, the US, whereby you have to get a license to sell, like for every state. If you're going to be selling in Florida, you need a Florida real estate license. If you're going to be selling in New York, you need a New York real estate license. Here in Kenya, as long as you can bring the owner of the property business, they are good to go. You just come and connect them. Okay, here is a customer, run with it. And at the end of the transaction, you go for your 3%. It's very, very easy. And then the number 5 business idea for you as a foreigner in Kenya or in Africa, for that matter, is mystery shopping. So here you can offer mystery shopping services to evaluate customer experiences from the perspective of an outsider. So this could be at hotels, clubs, restaurants, retail stores, and the like. So basically what you will be doing is, let's say, for example, you are a mystery shopper for JW Marriott or for Kempinski or for the Serena. So what you will have to do is go there as a staying guest, or go there as, what do they call it? Like you're just going to be like at the restaurant to eat or whatever, experience it, and then critique, offer constructive criticism about how your experience was, and get paid by the hotel or the establishment. And you can go a step further by working with the hotel or the establishment to correct those areas that you identified flaws in. So what you want to do, you can decide to build a website, or you can decide to just use social media such as LinkedIn to connect with hospitality managers, and then offer introductory discounts to gather testimonials. So this business is about improving service quality and enhancing customer satisfaction from the viewpoint of an outsider. So there are things that I might go into the JW Marriott, because I'm Kenyan. I'm just like, okay, that's how Kenyans behave. But for you as an outsider, you don't know how Kenyans behave. So you expect a different standard. And that's where your mystery shopping services would come in. The number 6 business idea you can do in Africa or in Kenya as a foreigner is starting a tour company. So here, you're not just going to do your average tour company, but you're going to organize cultural and adventure tours in Kenya, in African countries in general. So the advantage you're going to have is, again, it's going to be like the same principle with Airbnb. People prefer to deal with people that look like them, because human beings just love the familiar and they want to take on as little risk as possible. So when they see you as their own country person running this tourism outfit or this tour outfit, they are more likely to trust you than, let's say, a random Eva that they do not know, they're just seeing on a camera in Kenya. But also you have the advantage of being physically present in your home country if you want to, and organizing like, you can take advantage of maybe groups like schools. If you have kids, your kids' schools, you can take advantage of large groups like churches, large groups like business communities, because you're already in touch with those people. You can organize big trips to Africa to showcase people different stuff, yeah? So you can choose to go the website way, or you can take advantage of your word of mouth. You can take advantage of social media platforms like Facebook. We have TripAdvisor. We have YouTube. You can document your tours there. We have TikTok. Take advantage of all that and share travel stories on social media and partner with the other agencies that are doing the same kind of work. So this isn't just a business. It's going to be like a mission to show the world the beauty and diversity of the continent. Okay. The number 7 business idea you can take up as someone who is looking, as a foreigner looking to move to Kenya or to Africa generally, is as a relocation coach. So what you're going to do is to guide people through the process of relocating to Africa. So, or to Kenya, for example, because you've been there, you've done it, or you are in the process of doing it. So you can be helping people as you go. Remember, we always say you don't have to wait to be an expert to start showing other people. You can, as long as you're 2 steps ahead of the next person, then you can show them step 1. Yeah. So let's say, for example, you successfully submitted your application online. You can start talking about that. What was that process like? How much did it cost? Which documents did you have to submit? Who did you need to talk to? What challenges did you face? How did you overcome them? So you don't have to wait until you finish that process to start coaching other people. So you can do it as you go. Yeah. From the visa applications, or if let's say you've already now moved in, you can talk about cultural integration. So let's say, for example, you are fortunate, maybe you're dating a Kenyan or you are married to a Kenyan. So you already understand all those nuances of interacting with a Kenyan or an African for that matter. You understand the cultural issues around everything. So you can start guiding other people around that. So start a blog or a YouTube channel or a TikTok account, Facebook page, sharing tips, and use targeted social media ads to reach your potential clients. But also some of them, you will not even have to use social media ads. Sometimes when you start creating content around these topics, people are going to start coming to you. So for example, this video was informed by somebody who reached out to me, and I've decided to do this video. So if maybe they decide, okay, I want to go a little deeper, and I'm like, okay, you're going to have to pay me some little bit of money, and I'm going to give you a tailored solution or a tailored approach to your issue. So relocation coaching is just about easing the transition and helping people find a new home in the continent. Yeah. Let's talk about number 8, I think, business idea if you are looking to move to the continent as a foreigner or move to Africa, is almost related to the previous one, but here you're going to start your YouTube channel on your relocation journey. You guys, by now, you know I had to talk about that. Yeah. So here you basically document your relocation journey on YouTube, share tips, issues faced, step-by-step process, document every step of that process, including the day of your actual move, finding a house, starting your business, finding love, continuing with love, like just everything around your relocation. Document that. You can interview other people who have relocated to Africa or to Kenya. And what you want to do is to optimize your videos with the relevant keywords so that even people who do not know about you outright can search on YouTube or on Google and find you. So engage with your audience through comments, and you can also promote your channel in other groups, other immigrant groups, because having immigrated to Kenya, having immigrated to Africa, of course, you're going to meet other people who have immigrated from, let's say, from the UK, US, Australia, whatever part, your fellow immigrants. You're going to be in WhatsApp groups. You're going to be meeting for hangouts in the malls, in the restaurants, in the clubs, wherever. Share your links through those forums. So what you want to do here is just building a community and sharing experiences and then monetizing that community. And there are different ways you can monetize it. Easiest one is YouTube ad revenue. You can have sponsored or brand sponsorships. You can have Patreon. You can start a membership, a YouTube membership. Like, the options are just endless. You can now build even these other businesses on top of it. The tour companies, the real estate businesses can be formed out of this community you have already built. Number 9 business idea, if you are moving to the continent or looking to move to Africa or to Kenya, is language teaching. And here it's not just language teaching. So I'll tell you something. I talked about it in one of my other videos. There's just something about some Africans, not all of them. They, like, if let's say I want to speak English, I want to speak it with the original American accent or with the British accent, or if I'm speaking Français, je voulais parler avec l'accent français. But if I'm speaking Chinese, I want to be speaking that original Mandarin. So this is where you come in. So you can offer language classes in your whatever native language you speak to both locals and even other expatriates that might be interested. There are so many platforms you can use. I personally use iTurkey.com. And I teach Kiswahili on there. Hello, anyone, if you want to learn Kiswahili, you can reach out to me. I'll leave my link in the description box at the bottom of this video. You can use Peply, you can use YouTube, you can use TikTok, whatever platform you want. You can go to LinkedIn and market yourself there. Share success stories on social media. So here, basically, language teaching is about connecting people and bringing cultures together. But you can even go a step further by approaching the different schools. We have so many international schools in Kenya. You can offer to teach in those schools. Like, if you speak French or you speak Chinese, you can offer to teach. Even just in the local schools, they're always looking for that authentic language teacher, the one who speaks, the native language teacher, sorry. So you may take advantage of that opportunity. Number 10 on our list of business ideas, you can start as a foreigner in Kenya, in Africa, in the continent, is scholarship coaching or university admissions coaching. So here you can help students in terms of scholarships, how to apply for like essays, how to make their application stand out. You can even go a step further and offer like a packaged coaching where you start with somebody maybe from Form 1, from primary school. So you offer tailored coaching so that it's not a matter of waiting until somebody has finished high school and then they realize they want to go to Harvard. But one of the requirements is extracurricular activities, which they never bothered to invest in. So if you had come into this person's life, like from when they were in Form 1 or when they were in high school, in primary school, then you could have guided them accordingly, because the education system doesn't do us so much justice. So you can help people with basic things like, are you good in debate, public speaking, whatever extracurricular activities you can guide people through. So again, people can find you through social media, TikTok, word of mouth, LinkedIn, start your own website, talk about what you do, start offering free information around these topics, and people are going to want tailored services. You can also market yourself and say, okay, I'm offering this service. I'm taking up 10 people this year, and I'm going to walk them through that journey for the next 4 years and stuff like that. So make sure that if you're going to go through the website way or the social media way, you detail all the services you're providing, your costs, any success stories, and you can connect with the students there. You can connect to their parents, their guardians. So it's about, when you talk about scholarship coaching, is about, and even just university admission generally, is about opening doors and providing opportunities. Another one, maybe a little bit controversial business idea, is informal interracial dating connector. So here, forget about the typical dating sites where somebody has to go online and go to Afro connections and blah, blah, blah. So here, you can take advantage of your social media presence and start an informal interracial dating connector business. So once you build an audience, so let's say, for example, you are dating a Kenyan lady or you are dating a Kenyan guy, and you guys have your TikTok channel or your YouTube channel, you're going to find most of the people who view you are people who are already either in interracial relationships or are interested, aspiring to be in one. So you can use your platform as sort of like a marketplace. I've seen a lot of people do it like on TikTok, whereby let's say I'm now on a TikTok live and I'll be like, okay, and let's say maybe I'm Kenyan and I live in Germany. I can go there and I'm like, anyway, any Kenyan who wants to date a German, or any German who wants to date a Kenyan, you guys can come up on the on the channel and talk about yourself. If somebody's interested in you, they can. So it's sort of like a marketplace, but an informal one. And I have seen that on TikTok, where it happens more, and you can connect like the people on the live. Those who are not okay, you don't like connect them; they can connect with each other. So there'll be people in the comment section saying, "Hey, I'm 25, accountant, looking for a 40-year-old," or "I'm 20, lady, German, looking for Kenya," something like that. I've seen it on TikTok a lot, so you can consider that. So what you're going to be doing is educating them on like the cultural differences, what to expect in an interracial relationship. What, let's say if I am a Swiss guy, what are a Swiss guy's expectations of a woman? If I am an Australian woman, what are an Australian woman's expectations of a guy? You know, those basic things that may not be obvious. You can talk about them. So the whole point of this business will be about celebrating diversity and helping people to connect in meaningful ways. So how would you make money? Again, like if it's on TikTok, you're going to have to rely on the TikTok gifts. Or if your account is opened in your home country, like if you're in Europe, then TikTok pays you for views. If your account is based in Europe, even though you'll be in Africa, for example, you'll still get paid. You can get brand sponsorships. If you move to YouTube, you're going to get you're going to get paid through YouTube ads. You can do branded content and stuff. Like the options are just endless. Number, I think what now, 11, 12 on our list of business ideas to consider as a foreigner in Kenya, in Africa, or if they're thinking to move, is house sitting. So here you offer house sitting services to your fellow immigrants and locals who travel frequently. You can market yourself through your various immigrant forums, your fellow immigrants from UK, US, wherever, social media groups, go to Facebook groups. You can also go to the house sitting website, like the one I know is housesitters.com. You can also partner with other influencers, for example, and market your services. You can start your own account, social media account, that is Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and where you showcase yourself as a house sitter, for example, and hopefully through that people might find you. So house sitting is about building trust and providing peace of mind to the house owner. That's like the main key. And what you want to do is to highlight your reliability and trustworthiness to attract clients. And 99.9% of the time, you're going to get those house sitting jobs if you're comfortable around pets, because that's one of the main reasons why people love house sitters, because they also pet sit and take care of their plants, their pets and stuff like that. So guys, there you have it, 12 business ideas that can transform your life and the lives of others. Leverage your networks back home, open doors to endless possibilities. So which idea resonates with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you found this video helpful, please, 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 please give it a thumbs up, spread the word, leave a sweet comment below, and together let's turn these ideas into reality and make a difference in both your life and in the life of your host communities. Until next time, take care and keep exploring. Bye.